Okay, so my name is Shapira. I'm working at the university over 37 years. I grew up in the university and reached this position by doing some jobs in all kinds of administration in the university. Well, as I said, I am the Vice President for Administration and the CEO, meaning I'm in charge on the finance of the university, on the building of the university, on the HR. Really, I'm not charging only on the research that it is in the hand of the president and director of the university. I think what's very interesting in my case is that I was nominated the first woman in Israel to be a vice president and a CEO in the universities. Now, the Hebrew University, as you probably know, and if you don't, I will tell you that she is considered to be one of the finest universities in the world. She is now, by the Shanghai scale, we are in the 57th place in the world. We are the best university in Israel, and I'm not exaggerating, of course. Being a university, meaning we are teaching most of over 140 subjects or disciplines. So you can understand that it is a very big university with a lot of research, academia, and of course students and employees. We are in Israel the biggest research place, because if you want to compare it, for instance, to another very good institutes like Weizmann Institute, we'll still say it's a Weizmann Institute. It's a very small one with only 250 professors there, while in the Hebrew University you have over 1,000 professors in the university, just to compare. When you have taken another universities that are in Israel, and there are several ones, no one is really in the same scale. Weizmann is the only institute now with the Technion. They reached the position to be with the 100 institutes in the world. So the higher education in Israel is very high, and we are positioned in the highest place in this case. So this is a university.
And how many students do you have?
We have over 23,000 students, and we are now in a process of enlarging this number, because the university, in her strategic plan for the 2020 and 2050, we are planning for the next generation. We are in the process of internalization of our university. Now, it's not something very easy to say, because the Hebrew language is a very important one. It was an old one, and we just make them the language of the Israeli people. When we are talking about internalization of a university, meaning we are starting to teach in English. It's not something that it's very easy to swallow, especially not in Israel and especially not in the university, but then we all recognize that this is our mission. And we have now the biggest school for overseas students. The overseas students on the name of Sam Rothberg, and we have over 1,000 students that are coming abroad for session of a half year or a year. Some of them, of course, are willingly staying in the university and completing their degrees, and some of them are staying for half a year or 1 year and going back. All the courses that are studying are accredited, of course, and we are now in the process of enlarging the number. We want to be able to teach around 5,000 students, and the Mexican student and the Jewish Mexican students are more than welcome to the university. Once, in the 70s, a lot of Jewish and non-Jewish Mexican students came to Israel. Some of them, of course, the Jewish one was staying, of course. And the other one went back, and and you can feel that there is a big community of people that came from Mexico in a very strong position in Israel.
How is the university impacts in the life in Israel?
I'll give you some examples. When you're looking in the Supreme Court and you're asking how many judges are coming from the Hebrew University, meaning people that studied, learned and studied and came from there. We have more than half, 13 judges in the Supreme Court. I'm not talking about all the other courts that we have, and we have a lot, are coming from our university. If you are looking to the Treasury Office, meaning, okay, in the finance, you can see that a lot of our graduates are taking the positions there and manufacture all this issue of financing Israel. Being sitting in Jerusalem probably affects it, because students that are studying in the university, looking for a job, first they're studying and looking for a job by hours, but later on they're finding a positions in the government. So you can see a lot of graduates of the university in the government. You can look at this picture in another form. For instance, we have, if you visit the university, you'll see that we have over 9 graduate professors, lecturers, and founders that are Nobel laureates. There's no place, I think, in the world really, that in one university you can find the Nobel laureates. And it starts with Einstein, that he was our founding father, we can call him. He initiated the bringing and building the university starting in 1913 and even earlier.
Who are the personalities who have left the university, that graduate in the university?
A famous one, you mean?
Yes.
Because a lot of people graduated.
Yeah, I know, famous.
Now I need to think about the famous one. We'll start with I'm just dropping their names because I didn't prepare myself to bring the list. But for instance, Barak, that is the defense minister, just finished his position. Probably no one knows that he's a graduate of mathematics in the Hebrew University. You can, as I said, the Supreme Courts, you can have some of the Supreme Courts that are graduate of the Hebrew University, a lot of them. In the government, for instance, I don't know, no one is dropping me that I would like to be happy to call his name now, because they're changing now the government. Let's leave the government now aside. Kahneman, the Nobelist, was a teacher, lecturer. Well, he's graduate in Kahneman. Ada Yonat, that got the Nobel laureate.
Okay. What is the percentage of Arabs studying at the university?
Well, you know that the portion of them, it's in the people in the Israel, it's something between 15 to 70%. This is the numbers of them. In the university, we have around between 9 to 11, it's depend on the departments. So in the university, they have rather a nice number of them. What still bothers us as a university, as a government in the university, that they are concentrating in special departments and they are not studying everything that they can study in the university.
Okay. What is your labor as a woman?
Well, I'll say something very personal. Well, I just told you that I'm in the university a lot of years, so I was raised in the university, really. Coming there as a student at the age of 22 and my years there. I think that what's important in my being there, and I'm the only woman in the government of the university, as you can understand. For now, I do hope that it will change. I think that I represent for the women in the university that if you want something to be done, you need to stick to that and to be very profound in order to do it. As I said, my real job is not very, it's not very womanly-like job. Because if you see me in a scene of the builders and the all kind of construction and infrastructure and dealing with gasoline and whatever, say what a woman doing there. But still, I'm looking at my job as a job. I love the university because I find myself that it is my life, really. It's a second life for me because I met my husband there. All my 4 kids, and I have 4 kids, not less, were born when I was in my kind of jobs, there in all kind of my jobs. And I think that women can do it. In the university, I can say very promptly that there is no glass ceiling for the woman. If someone wants to succeed and she is willing to work hard and to show her willingness to do, she is doing it. When we are talking about our friends in Mexico, this is what's important to us, and this is why I'm here. It's to say that this is a very integrated community that have a lot of people that are coming for all kinds of subjects. And their contribution to us is that they are bringing the diaspora to us, and they are asking the questions to us, and then we can bring them some of our answers. So the community here, by bringing her people to visit Israel, and they're coming a lot, and this year I hope that they will come with big numbers, because we are doing some celebration for the President of Israel with our university, and the Mexican friends will come and celebrate, because one of the Mexican presidents is going to get is Dr. Honoris Causa. So he is going to bring to the community a lot of the flavor of Mexican to Israel, and vice versa. Now the friends here especially are taking all kinds of projects, and they are making them to come to be. And we just now finished one of the projects is to build a big auditorium in the university. The other 2 or 3 years ago, they brought money, and we built a huge auditorium that is the big sala of the university, over 1,000 places there. And all the big events of the university are taking place in the Mexico sala in the university. So I think that what they are bringing to us is the love, the intention, of course the money, and it's not something that very obvious, because it's their money. They are still willing to give this money to something that it's not usually is being done here. But I think that it's important in this way is that if the Jewish community from here will come and be in the Hebrew University, they will see all kinds of plaques and names of the Mexican friends of ours that brought the benefits to the university. So they are very important for us, of course, bringing all these elements to our university.
So can you give me the name of the one that is going to receive the honoris causa, the prize?
Of course. So the name of the Mexican person that is getting the honoris causa, he is Ernesto Zedillo. He was a president of Mexico, of course, and it's a big and huge honor for us to bring him to this magnificent scenario that is going to be, that it's going to be on Mount Scopus, on the edge where the university was announced in 1980.